Hello. So, yeah, sorry for clicking the wrong thing and clicking the stream ending title card as I was moving my mouse around. Um, so let's talk about this boy. So you can kind of see I was sketching out some patterns with pencil, but I don't know. I was starting to get not enthused about that idea. So I think what I'm going to do today is just kind of work on the other bits a little bit and then come back to the suit part. Hey, Deanna. So let's start off with some metals, and then we're going to tweak the undershirt and think about the vest as well. And then we'll figure out the suit stuff. Because I was thinking about paisley stuff, and I was like, that doesn't seem fun to paint right now, and also kind of weird. And I saw this cool triangle pattern suit that I found just looking around suits, and was thinking of that. So that's why he's got those triangles sketched out in pencil. I don't know. I may just leave it simple and try to do more with the lighting on the piece instead of doing crazy freehand. Oops, I don't know how that happened, but okay. Yeah, let's do some metal to start with. Just get into the swing of things. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. With the AK pencils, like the weathering pencils? Maybe. Yay, spotty internet. Aren't you flying or something? Or is that later? Oh, okay. I mean, worth a shot. I was just using pencil to sketch the pattern so that my brush could go over it. Also, if I put paint on this palette, it's gonna be not fun because it's. So I've been trying to reuse my paper more, so I'm not just constantly throwing it out. And it's still perfectly usable if you just wash it off. But I need to make sure to dry it off. Also trying the no music thing again so I can listen to whatever I want. I did used to have a different output music to my stream than what I was listening to when I was using the pretzel thing, but it's kind of annoying because I always post in the chat unless you pay for it. And I don't know. This way people can have their own music, which I know some people like. I actually prefer that when I'm watching streams. I can put on my own music quietly in the background. So I don't know. I think this also makes it so I have to talk more, right? Stop using the music as a crutch for audio. Yeah. So just mixing or shaking up all my paints. I'm doing something slightly different. So instead of having the brown and the morning sky, I'm going to use the orange and this cobalt teal, since we have the cold light and the warm light going on. Did I forget a color? I think I did. Yeah. Let's see what happened this week. So we streamed on Friday. Yesterday I got my order. Hey Crypt, how are you doing? I got my Kingdom Death shop order, so I'm wearing I got my first shirt from Kingdom Death. Woohoo! It's comfy. Yeah, cause it's actually sunny. I mean, normally when I'm streaming, it's dark out, right? So, I can see some blue in the sky. So, let's get this shaken up a little bit more. Yeah. So bright and happy, yeah. Someday I'll get like a light so that my face isn't in shadow when I'm streaming at night. I don't know. I have enough crap on my desk at the moment, so looks weird. I should probably just mix it up with a thing. Yeah, I got my Kingdom Death Order. I got 4 models in it. It's the first one in a bit where like the quality's a bit of a miss for me. Like it's not terrible. Like I already fixed most of the issues. But yeah, kind of a bummer when they like jacked their shipping up and like the price of the models also went up. Yeah. Yeah, so I have 2 Sofat colors now. I got the Payne's Gray that we've been using quite a bit. And then I picked up this Cobalt Teal a month or so ago. A few weeks ago, somewhere in that range ballpark. Just because I was like, I don't really have like a good like teal, and there's no teal in like Chimera stuff. Payne's Gray is really nice to just mix into whatever you're using for shadows. So like I've had the Dollar Rowney ink for a while. Let me pull it out. I think this is it. No, that's black. There's Payne's Gray. So I've had this for a while, and I would use it every now and then for like mixing into shadows, but it makes everything really glossy, which I'm not a huge fan of. The Soflats are flat, so I've been liking it. I also don't really like the inconsistency. I haven't done anything for the suit yet, so I just explained. I sketched out patterns, and I don't know. I was like starting to think about all the freehand and stuff, and I was starting to think that that's not going to be fun. Like, yeah, it'd be good to push me on that, but I kind of just want to have fun right now. I don't know. Been doing a lot of pushing this year. I think it's okay to just kind of take it easy on projects every now and then. And I think a lot of my like try hardness right now is going into the Black Knight diorama. So I need some easier projects to work on outside of that. So we're saying pause on the suit for right now. We're gonna do the metals to start with today, and then we will come back to the suit later. But yeah. Then what else happened? For dinner we got pizza, so that was good. And we watched the Batman finally, which I liked quite a bit. Anna thought it was boring, but I liked it. I think Anna was expecting more of a traditional superhero fare kind of thing, and that's not really the kind of movie it is. Oops, way off camera. Let's scoot over. Just pizza. I don't know. There's a place in Seattle called Tuda Bella, and it's fine. It's not my favorite pizza place, but it's okay. And we also like we're like, oh, let's have like dessert or something with it, and like so we're like, oh, they have cannolis, yay! And it said like serves 2 to 4 people, and we're like, okay, that sounds good. And then we get it, and it's just like a single little cannoli, and it's like, what 2 to 4 people does this serve? But it's okay. It's probably for the best. Yeah. Outside of that, same old stuff. Don't know why I'm not painting over this stuff, because I want that to be metals too. So let's just paint over it. This feels a little dark. There we go. But yeah. Anybody working on anything fun? Or worked on anything fun this weekend? I didn't get to hobby too much yesterday. I mostly so talking about that Black Knight base. I think I showed these last time where I was like took some bits to make little insignia to put on them. And then made a milliput cast. It broke while cleaning it, and it's not like a perfect 1-to-1. I think if I sand it a little bit more, it'll be okay. And like it being broken is fine. Stonework breaks, so it just adds more character, right? Right. So I'm going to pretend that was an intentional breakage and not a me screwing up with the hobby knife breakage. Or I guess more accurately, me probably shouldn't have used some green stuff in my milliput thing. What's huh? Nice. What'd you think of it? It's like a really small store, but they have a pretty good selection, I feel. And the guy who was there when I went was pretty nice. Nice. That's good to hear that it wasn't just a fluke from when I visited. The Chocolate Man. I have not been to the Chocolate Man, nor know what that is, but I'm going to assume the store where you can buy chocolate. Nice. I'll check it out then. There's a little chocolatier in Queen Anne called Bellflower Chocolate. It's like a dude running it out of his house. Um, you generally have to pre-order stuff, pick it up on a certain day. But he does like good single source chocolate and then also um, like chocolate milk in a variety of ways. It is very good. I haven't gotten it in quite a while because I don't want to get it all the time because I don't want it to lose its wonder, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, and you can like buy a huge brick of baking chocolate from them, which I still have. I need to use that for something, which I finally can because I finally bought a. So like I've been working on like the commission stuff, and I was like, I don't have a scale to like measure stuff for packages, and I don't really want to deal with that at the post office. So I bought a new kitchen scale because mine I always kept buying like the really cheap like $7 ones that break after like I don't know a couple months. So I finally bought one that's like slightly not as crap. The KitchenAid has one. That's the one that I bought. And it takes normal batteries instead of the stupid little watch batteries. So that's nice. But anyways. Might have to trim some hairs off this brush. Okay. I don't know how much that was on camera. I just realized. Whoops. I feel like this has been sagging a little bit. There we go. And that's even worse. Come on. Come on. Oh dear. We ruined everything, maybe. Okay. That is worse. Okay. 1 second. Hey Mumford, how are you? Okay, I'll mess with that later. Hopefully it can somewhat be in here if I just soaking wet. Rainy day out in the Midwest area ish. There. Okay. Yeah. part of me, like, so I've been looking at more and more houses and all that stuff. Uh, I'm like, oh, look at this huge yard, and that'd be great for Poe. And then I'm like, oh, yard work. So I know I want a yard, but I don't want it to be massive. Just enough grass for dogs to run around in, and that's about it. Okay. Let's start brightening this up a little bit. Just a little bit, yeah. Jeez. Just a smidgen. Yeah, I know that I want to live like somewhere at least walkable, like a little bit walkable. Like as long as there's like some sort of grocery store within walking distance, I think I'll be happy. But that is a tall order when it comes to buying a house in America. There definitely are areas in Seattle that have that, but it's expensive. Because it turns out a lot of people like to live in places that are walkable. Bryant? Okay, I'll add Bryant to the list. So like the areas I've been looking a lot are like the Fremont Ballard area, which is you occasionally you can find a house that's not like terribly expensive there. Um, okay, that's nice. Um, and then Beacon Hill is an area that I like quite a bit. Like it seems like it's getting more popular. There's lots of good food there. It's by the light rail, all that good stuff. And then like Judkins Park and areas of Cap Hill and that kind of stuff, but it all gets very pricey. Oh, actually, since Mumford's here, I think I showed it last time, but I'll grab it again. We got Mumford's Mini. No one has many people on Friday, so we can just show it again. Okay. See ya, Diana. Yeah, this is Mumford or Tex Red's Mini. So just a reminder, we were doing like the Kingdom Death Discord relay. So he got this mini from someone whose name I'm forgetting. Then he painted it up and sent it to me, and then he sent me an unpainted mini that I've been painting slowly. I did work on that a little bit yesterday. Yeah, PhD ad. I don't know if that's how you say their name, but nice. Is Eric Swinson teaching any classes? I'm not sure if he's going to Gen Con or not. But if he is, you should definitely take one of his classes. I've heard he's a really good teacher. And he's definitely a very good painter. So, okay, we're gonna fix this camera. Here, I'm gonna BRB real 1 second, so you guys don't get seasick, but I'll still talk or something. So 1 second. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, Swinson's really good at drop shadow kind of stuff. Um, he has an article in the newest Tint Ink magazine, which is a magazine that AK does. I've shown some past issues of that occasionally on stream. So I'll probably try to get that issue at some point. Yeah. What else is going on? Yeah. I was debating not painting this guy today and just painting something easy, just because I was struggling with figuring out the suit so much. I don't know. Just getting too much in my head, I think. And having the fun issue of comparing myself to others and all that stuff. And I just need to remind myself that I'm just improving at my own pace and everything. Let's crank this back down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely something I struggle with a lot, like personally, just even outside of painting, is like being like overly critical of what I do, which sometimes is good because it can help me figure out what I need to improve at, but other times it can really hamper me because I'm too busy thinking about what I need to improve on rather than enjoying things. think it's time to switch to a smaller brush. If this brush will stop fraying. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Come on. There we go. Good enough. Maybe. Getting there. Mostly just concentrating on this side of the neck first, like these little metal bits, just so I can see how I like it, make sure I like the color choice overall. And then we'll jump to the other side where we're going to have to think about this off-scene orange light a little bit. I think I'm going to leave this under part relatively just kind of dark like that, so that it's not like, I don't know if it should be all metal or what, or like maybe it's some sort of rubbery thing. It's okay that we're getting little dings on the shirt because we're gonna change up that shirt probably after this, make it so it's not so pink. We need to get a little bit deeper. That's starting to look a little bit metal. These bits still need some more work though. And this piece needs a lot more work because it looks like garbage. Okay. Art of Paul Bonner. That name sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar? I just backed another art book because it was like, ooh, pretty limited edition for the Kickstarter. It's another like Magic the Gathering artist. I'll have to pull up what it is. Ah, okay, that's why I know. Yeah, Journeyman. Got it. Okay. What's the artist that I just backed the book for? Loading, thinking, processing. The Art of Bastien Lecouf Deshalles, some French guy. I don't know. It's not safe for work, a lot of it, but I don't know, cool fantasy art. I may not back it in the end, but I just wanted to get a pledge in there for now. It's got 3 days left. Yeah, I can drop the link for anyone who wants to peruse. Get rid of those cookies. That one. I think that's all I backed. Let's see. What else is going on Kickstarter? There's Chimera Kickstarter ends in less than a week. They just unlocked a scenery kit thing. That's your deal. Some gravestones and stuff. And Rivenstone's still going on. I know they had a preview at Mox yesterday, but I wasn't able to go to that. I'm going to try to go to one of the other previews that they're having later in the month. Was it a miniature painting book, or was it a like an art book? There's the Figopedia one. So I got FAQ, which is okay. I think this one's pretty nice, especially for like NMM. I don't know if it's necessary to get. I think if you like Kirill's artwork, it's kind of cool because it's a lot of big pictures of his work. But I don't know if there's necessarily anything like groundbreaking in here. I think Figopedia does a really good job of like breaking it down into like like it really kind of like emphasizes lighting and stuff like that and how to go about it on a miniature. Supposedly there's another French book that's older than Figopedia that a lot of people like. Sorry, it's really blown out. That'll just be an incentive to go buy it. Yeah, their shipping's not terrible. It's like €10 or something for shipping, and the cost of the book is not too much. And you can get some cool miniatures while you're at it. They have a lot of miniatures from a lot of brands. I think they're like usually like a few euro more expensive than you would get from the other sites, although some of them I saw were cheaper. Just know that their stock is not always up to date. So like they have some Black Sun miniatures listed and they're not in stock. So because I've asked many times because I want some of those Black Sun miniatures because Black Sun's not making anything right now. I don't even know if they're alive anymore. So yeah. Like I think the NMM section is really helpful for like understanding the like why of everything, and it's something that I want to dive into a little bit more because I've mostly just kind of skimmed through it because it gets really dense. Um, but yeah, his style is very different. Like I think it is cool to see how different people paint in different styles. That's kind of one of the reasons why I like that um, Tint Ink magazine that I was talking about earlier, because it's a bunch of different interviews and tutorials from different artists and shows you how they all paint in kind of a more yeah, the painting style you like is a bit dated. So you like the Figon kind of style because I think he has like a like very kind of early 2000s late 90s kind of painting style. Like there's nothing bad wrong with it or anything, but like that's the kind of thing I think. Like he's a very talented painter. That's kind of the vibe I get from his stuff, especially his sculpting is like a more classical style of sculpting. All the booba. Anyways, but yeah, I think that's all I have about tutorial books. And we're off camera again. Yeah. I guess related to Kickstarters and backing things. I was chatting in the Dwarven Forge Discord because I was suggesting that they potentially try a different platform than Kickstarter. For a variety of reasons. One is like I think Kickstarter is kind of stagnant and like they haven't really added anything. Like they added the add-on stuff, but they haven't iterated on it at all, and it's kind of terrible to use. Um, Meanwhile, things like GameFound seem to have a lot of features that are really nice for backers and creators, and it seems like they have better fee structure for the creators as well than Kickstarter. Um, and there's also the whole Kickstarter's like we're gonna move on to blockchain for whatever reason, which I know a lot of people are not happy about, myself sort of included. Yeah, it's dumb. I mean, like it's not nothing new in tech. Like a lot of times, like a new technology will come along that's a new hot thing, and everyone wants to jump on it and just like shoehorn things into it, right? Like that's a common problem in tech in general. But yeah, just like no one's shown me anything that can be done on blockchain that can't be done on other things better. Um, and at the end of the day, like you still like the whole idea is like, oh, it's like unfederated and it's like it's out there and open and like it's not controlled by a single source, but like at the end of the day, a single source needs to like validate all this stuff, right? Like people are like, oh, let's do concert tickets on blockchain or something, and it's like, why? A single person still has to say that like this is a valid thing, right? It's just dumb. It's just very dumb. And that doesn't just apply to like moving tech stacks on the blockchain, but like cryptocurrency in general also like is very dumb in my opinion. Um, yeah, like they say like, oh, well, it's not controlled by a single entity and it's all done together, but like then you look at what happened to Ethereum, right? Someone pulled off a really big heist in Ethereum, which like if things were like the libertarian paradise of what they keep saying cryptocurrency is, they would have just let that go, right? Because like you're not supposed to have entities come in and enforce like what happens. But then they're like, no, we're gonna fracture the things and we're gonna fix it and give all the rich people their money back, even though they were stupid. But anyways, yeah, it's all just very dumb. Hey, No Fox, how are you? How do you get started in terrible crypto? First, I think you have to like go huff a few whippets and kill some brain cells. I think that's the first step. And then you got to go buy some apes. I think that's the next step. And then you got to get those apes stolen by being stupid. I think that's the crypto pipeline. I think that's how it all works. Exactly. Yeah, you gotta lock those apes up. Those apes have been playing Ape Escape. They know what to do. Yeah, I'll plug it again because it's a very good video. It's well edited. It's long, but like if you're hobbying and you don't want to listen to some miniature painter prattle on about stupid things, um, there's a line goes up by Folding Ideas on YouTube, who's Dan Olson, and it's a very good video that breaks down like what blockchain and crypto and NFTs are and like um, gets into all the problems with them and how they don't actually solve any of the things they say they solve because at the end of the day it's still a few rich people controlling everything. Yeah. Yeah, like the common thing, like, so even I'm wearing a Kingdom Death shirt. Like, so last Black Friday, Poots was like, "Hey, we're gonna introduce a King's Coin NFT," and the whole community was like, "No, that's dumb." And then he immediately took it down. So that was good, him taking it down. But like he was like, I think they have like interesting uses for like being good for artists and like all that stuff. And it's just like, no, they really don't. They're terrible for artists. Again, that video I talked about covers it. So yeah. So the crux of the um, one of the main issues with NFTs. So like there's a variety of issues. One of them is like let's add scarcity to a non-scarce resource, which is just like the most like yeah, this is the booba shirt. There you go. Um uh sounds like yeah, you're adding scarcity to a non-scarce resource, which is like the most like I don't know, dystopian idea I can think of, right? Like I mean, we do it for other things, I guess, so it's not a surprise someone's like, let's do it for digital stuff too. But, oh. Yeah. Um, but the other thing is, so NFTs aren't actually like images, right? It's a blob of JSON and code that says you own a thing. It's essentially just a receipt. And they have this thing called a smart contract associated with them, which is a bit of code that like tells like how the ownership and all that stuff works, like from a TLDR. Again, video goes into a little bit more depth if you're interested. Um, but like the whole idea is code is law, which I don't know how many of you are programmers. I know Mumford's a programmer. The idea of code being law is terrifying because programmers kind of suck a lot of the times, right? Like I like coding as much as the next guy, but I don't want code to be law. Yeah, it's like tangentially. I enjoy programming quite a bit. Um, I think it's there's a lot of it's very nice. Like it's a good like it can be a very fun creativity thing. Like the actual programming part of it, like problem solving and all that stuff. Um, uh, Working in like a code base with a bunch of other people sometimes isn't all that fun. Um, but yeah, I think someone's working on adding an image, like actually putting an image on the blockchain or something. That's like okay, whatever. So then it'll be like you have this unique thing. And it's like I don't know. That's what NFTs are. So it's a non fungible token is what NFT stands for, and the whole idea is there's smart contracts on them, which is a block of code that tells you like how the ownership for it works. So there's a lot of hilarious stories of there being a bug in the smart contract and it like screwing up people's whole wallets, like making them unusable. Um, like a good example was there was the Squid Game carpet pull or rug pull where they released like squid tokens. But in order to trade a squid token, you needed a certain number of marble tokens in it. Like that's how the smart contract worked. But then they never released the marble tokens, so they just took $1 million and then ran away. That's great. Yep. But yeah. CoffeeZilla. Yeah, the past couple years have been a disappointment in like uh, artists that I like being like, ah, crypto, great, and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, well, some of them eventually realize, oh no, it's actually terrible. But a lot of them are like doubling down and not wanting to admit that it's dumb. Yep. Yeah. I always check now to see if they're doing crypto stuff before I follow them and stuff. And it's just like I know it can be tempting because it seems like it's a cool way to make money as an artist, right? I just sell these JPEGs of my work for a lot of money. But A, that doesn't happen for most artists, and it B, a lot of artists just end up getting scammed or they get their work stolen by other people doing crypto stuff, right? Um, so it's all around garbage. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Anyways, don't do crypto. Not even once. The whole thing is just what if we made capitalism even worse? And it's like, okay, great. Love it. Love it. Yeah, me and my so like I have like my D&D group, and we're all like we all knew each other from the same big company that we worked at when we first met. So we're all in tech, and like every now and then we were just like, what if we just like did something like this? What if we were just terrible people, just for like a little bit? But yeah, so I think I talked about it a little while ago. But so my work had my new job. We had a hack week a month or so ago. I think it was like the beginning of April or it was like the end of March. It was somewhere in that ballpark. Um, and so the theme of this code jam was green computing. So like things you can do to like what kind of things can you do to like help the environment and all that kind of stuff. Which is like that's cool. And one of the PMs, like you don't have to do things explicitly on theme. You can kind of do whatever you want, or you can just kind of go learn about new stuff, which is what I did. Um, yeah, yeah. The antithesis of NFTs and crypto, um, and uh, our one of our new PMs pitched like adding an NFT marketplace to our platform, and we were all just like, when she was presenting it, we were all just like giving her shit. Like she spent part of her presentation like showing us NFTs and being like, "How much do you think this went for?" And I just kept answering like, "Too much. It's dumb." Anyways, thank you very much for the follow, Jack89980. And like there's one guy on our team that's I'm like I would say I'm like pretty like climate conscious, but I don't like go above and beyond it. But there's one guy on our team who like like during the Hack Week, he organized a talk with like a pretty big guy in like the green computing space who gave a good talk on like things you can do to uh, like help fight climate change and all that stuff. And, like a big one's like electrifying everything is like a big step. Um, but yeah, so he was very unhappy and he was getting a lot of shit. It was great, and he's our staff engineer. But yeah, people see the money and they just want to quick get rich quick on it. A tale as old as time. Yeah, money is nice, but I don't know. There's definitely like there's a point where it's just like, what would you even do with more? Buy Twitter, I guess, right? Or try to buy Twitter. Apparently, it might not even happen. So we'll see. I have a buddy that works at Twitter, and he says it's been an interesting couple of weeks. Yeah, but like, so I think it's fairly obvious. But I'm a more left leaning person. I believe that we should have more like social safety nets and stuff like I don't know UBI and all that kind of stuff. Like I think we could obviously very easily afford it if we wanted to. It's just we apparently don't want to. So $1 billion is a lot of money. Like I think that's more than anyone could feasibly spend in their lifetime, unless they're like buying mega yachts or something, which no one needs. No, leftists are okay with guns. But yeah, 500K is not a lot of money anymore. Especially like if you live in an area with a lower cost of living, then maybe it is. Um, but yeah, I remember being a kid and like watching Survivor and being like, "Wow, $1 million that could like change someone's life." And, like, yeah, it's still a lot of money. It could still change someone's life, but it's not like I used to be like, "Oh, that's money you could retire on," and it's kind of not anymore in a lot of places, which is somewhat terrifying. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like to Mumford's topic. I think guns are fun. I think like going to a shooting range, shooting guns, cool, good stuff. Do I think people need automatic weapons or like in most cases like pistols and stuff like that? Not as much. Do I think open carry should be a thing? No, I don't think it should be a thing. I think it's very dumb. But I don't want like people should be able to own guns and all that stuff. I just think like we don't need to own all types of guns. I think it gets kind of silly. We're gonna cover all the topics today, right? See how many people we can anger. At least I don't have the Warhammer tag on my Twitch stream. That would probably be worse. Yeah, and now that's just like par for the course in like all of the Pacific Northwest, right? Like looking at houses now, it's like I don't know, anything less like the cheapest house I can find is like $400,000, and it's literally a shack that looks like it's been blown out or something like that. So something that would require like $600,000 of renovation or something like that. It's wild. Like I don't know. This is what happens when you have needs as a market instead of giving people what they need. Like it is wild that we have more empty houses than homeless people in America. So yeah, well we can. Here we got the KDM shirt. Yeah, so we got a KDM update. Absolutely nothing on GC. Someone got an email response from Poots to say that we're still playtesting things and it's still not done. It's like okay, whatever. Is knockdown price like how much it would cost to get a house that you would need to like bulldoze? And GCE is the Gambler's Chest expansion for Kingdom Death. So the Kickstarter for Kingdom Death that's been going on for a while now hasn't delivered any new game content besides pinups, which had like 2 cards in it. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of money. I haven't seen anything quite like that. But yeah, I'm looking at like I don't know, very like it's I don't know. But even back home in like Arizona, like the housing prices in my parents' neighborhoods are getting wild. Like they're almost as much as here, and it's Arizona. Who wants to live in Arizona for that much money? Yeah, I guess it's okay. So they delivered 1.5. And they have the card pack, which wasn't really part of the Kickstarter. So, um, but yeah, the Gambler's Chest has constantly been delayed. Like the most firm, like in 2020, which is when I started getting into like mini painting and KDM more specifically. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna ship it in August of 2021." That date came and went. Then this past Black Friday, they're like, "Okay, we're gonna have things ready to go by February. It'll get fulfilled by the end of next year," and that date has come and gone. So I love the art style and everything of KDM. The minis are fun. The game is fun, but my God, is following the Kickstarter stuff a nightmare. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of that happen in like Beacon Hill as well as like they'll demolish like a nice house and then put like a huge $2 to $3 $4 million house there, and it's like okay, well, great. I'm glad someone can buy that, not me. But yeah. Anyways, There was some there's some Toronto real estate company that's buying up a lot of houses in America to rent out. And the guy was giving an interview and he's like, "Oh, well, millennials don't actually want to own property. They just want to rent." And it's just like, "No. I would like to own property. That would be nice. I would like to not have to pay rent for forever. It's just very expensive to do that, and it just keeps getting more expensive. And really, I probably should have just bought a house in 2020, but I'm an idiot, and I didn't. And here I am, still an idiot." Yeah, because the market like shot up like crazy since then. Uh, but like, cause like my lease ended early 2020, so I was debating between like, do I want to buy a house or do I want to just renew my lease? And then I was like, well, the whole pandemic happened, right? Um, so I was like, I don't want a huge life change. I don't want to like buy a house right now, so I just won't. But some of my other friends bought a house early 2020, and their house has since shot up like 30% in value. Oh no, I'll still be an idiot. So, but I'm an idiot without a house. At least I could be an idiot with a house, right? That's an improvement. Yeah, you can come over if I buy a house for some bucatini. Whatever house I get, I will install a nice induction cooktop in there. Boil up that pasta real quick. I do not slurp bucatini. Slurping is more for like ramen and such, in my opinion. I've never been a big pasta slurper. Yeah, I've been like way off. Why are you not focusing, camera? Hello, hello. What are you doing, camera? There we go. Okay, maybe my head was just confusing the autofocus, or maybe it's just because I've not been in frame very well, and it just gave up on me. But yeah. Let's see. What am I going to do for the rest of the day? I'll do my normal grocery shopping and food. And then there should be a new episode of Barry. The first episode last Sunday was great. Highly recommend. And I will probably try to work on that base a little bit more. Maybe get a base going for some of those Camelot figures. I think I finally figured out what I'm going to do. which is be lazy and use the resin bits that came with them. Because it is okay to be lazy on basing every now and then. I also think I'm supposed to get my Spira this week. The shipping notification said it would get here Monday, but it says it's still in customs, so I'm highly doubtful that it'll get here Monday. But getting a Spira means a new Spira on the horizon. So that's exciting. Off camera again. Let's see. Thanks. I think it looks good on this side. I like these bits quite a bit, especially that one, the middle one. Uh, those I'm still not sold on. I think they need some more variation. This side is okay. I think I need to play around with it a little bit more. It's not quite reading as metal just yet to me. And then the middle piece as well. But yeah, that piece is fine. I like little metal bits quite a bit. I think they're fun. Yeah, let's take a quick second. We can do a quick little mail time. I'll grab the KDM stuff and we can take a look at it together. So BRB. How do I know about Spiro? Do you mean like how do I know it's gonna arrive, or how do I know that there's gonna be a new one? But anyways, here's some KDM stuff. Isn't getting updated since the beginning. So eventually, did you get your tracking number like from Correos? Which you can change the language on Correos to English. Yes, yeah. But B, um, Correos stops tracking once it ships to the US. So you need to take that tracking number and plug it into USPS's website. So if you just take that tracking number and search it on Google, Google will be like track it on USPS, and you can click on that, and it'll take you to the USPS page, and then it'll show you where it's at in the US. So that's what I generally have to do for Correos orders. I should probably place another one in the nearest future because Hera Models has a bunch of cool stuff. But anyways, we got some fun KDM models that had some fun printing stuff. So let's crank this down a little bit. So we got Death Gray, our Death Pink Willow. They have cards for the Death Pink now that are pink. Oh, yay! And they came with some beta game stuff. Love that the plastic bases are just on there to scuff up the art card. That's lovely. Yeah, overall I like this figure quite a bit. It's pretty cool. Mine had a fun thing. I cleaned it up, but zoom. But you can see it on this foot. So this foot just had a hole in it because I'm guessing a support went through there and they took it off and it took out the foot. And then this one, she had supports coming down from here, and they're all three of them were just going through this foot. So I shaved those off and cleaned it up. So, and it's very weird because other people's had completely different supports. So, yeah. I opened a ticket with them to be like, hey, did you guys know that you put a support straight through her foot? Maybe try not to do that in the future would be nice. So I do love this hobby time you give me. And then this is Pasha. So I got Death Gray. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do pink for the Easter Bunny one. It seems very dumb. But the Death Gray is okay. My only issue on her, like there's some weirdness on her booba, and then on her head. It's probably hard to see on camera. A couple of these little ear tufts just kind of end flat rather than going round, but like I can just sand them round, so it's like going to take no time at all to clean it up. All right, so very quick walk here. Let me grab one more Kingdom Death Mini to show my point. Which one is orange? That's the question. That is Aries. There we go. Okay. I believe there's some oranges in here. All my oranges I just combine into one box because whatever. Okay, so there's like 4 different tiers of 3D printed resins. So Aspira is Spira Mirabilis. I can grab one of those in a second too. So there's Encore and First Run, which is this orange photo resin, which again hard to show on camera, but lower print quality, so they get some print lines and such. This is the white speaker from Death High. Most of the oranges I still have are pretty good. I think my Till Death Do Us Part and my Lagomorphs are not great because I accidentally got the orange Lagomorphs. Then there's Death Gray, which is limited to when it first comes out to usually like 150 or 250 or whatever. Higher print quality, so it's smoother, all that good stuff. And then there's Death Pink, which is like the same thing, but it's pink. Exactly. Yeah. Nice. And then they also do cast resins, so these will be first runs or encores. If it will focus, come on. Why are you not focusing today? It's not just me, right? It's like focusing on my... Okay, I guess it's kind of focused now. Yeah. So this is the Court Barrister. I missed her on her first go around, so this is a rerun. Mine has a couple of little casting issues, but again, easy to clean up. Not the end of the world. So a couple of gaps that I'll have to fill. And a couple of little lines that I need to clean. But not terrible. I was going to bust out Milliput anyways to fill this whole void so I can pin her. Yeah, so they do resins. That's like their limited things. Like, so whenever they have a sale, which is just them putting new products up. Yeah, I was very upset I missed her the first, well, not like upset, but I was like, I had her in my cart, but it was before I knew like KDM sales like sold out crazy quick. So I went to go walk my dog and was like, oh, I'll just check out when I get back. Oops. This one's the Court Barrister. I think she might still be up. You might still be able to get her. I'm not sure if she sold out yet because this is a rerun. Nope, she's gone. The estate hero is still there though. I didn't get the estate hero because very findly bits. Here, I'll pull up the estate hero. Let's go properties. There we go. This is the estate hero. She's cool. I just didn't want to deal with that smoke. So, yeah. There's still Pasha in the store, if that's your cup of tea. And then this is, well, you can't see because I'm in the way. I also got Easter Aya because I like Aya. And I wanted more big minis to paint from KDM. So, yeah. I don't have problems. But anyways. Let's get back to painting. Yeah, I do. I was lying. That was a clever ploy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad they had her in the shop again. Plastic looks good on her, so generally what I do with those holiday minis is I save them until next year to paint up for the holidays, just to get in the mood. So I got a couple of Christmas ones for this Christmas, and I have some Halloween ones as well. I have the Halloween Survivors. I don't think I have any other Halloween stuff. Yeah. Pasha is a fun mini, but she's a cheap stand-in for what I really wanted, which was the Witch of the East Star, which you can Google that and you can find a preview image from 2 years ago of that. But apparently, he's not releasing it because he wants to add game content to it, which is the whole reason why we don't have any plastic. Yeah. Don't doubt me, Mumford. Of course I'm gonna talk about Pantsu Witch not coming out. Yeah. It is absolutely wild to me how much plastic they probably have that they're just not selling because they want to come out with game content for it. Like, it's absurd. Like, the pinups that just came out this past year, like that just fulfilled, Mini Mistress, or Liz Beckley, I think is her real name. She's like the KDM studio box artist, kind of. She was painting those 4 years ago, like plastic versions. Yeah, I have the Flower Witch. If you want to see what she looks like, she does exist in plastic somewhere. They gave her away in like a grab bag a couple years ago, but they've not released her in plastic since. So, yeah, there's many minis that they've teased over the years, and they've just like not released them. So, like they teased a bust of the butcher, who's one of the villain, like the monsters that you can fight in the game, a long time ago, and then they released the pin-up Huntress Butcher instead. Which I guess fine because yeah, don't. So my rule is I don't buy KDM aftermarket. If I miss it in the shop, I miss it, and I go on with my life. I have more than enough to paint. Um, there's absolutely no reason to do that to myself. Don't feed the terrible scalpers. Yeah. Yeah, Jan's been painting up some KDM, so he painted up the Black Knight recently, and he paints it. He used to do like KDM Fridays, but I don't know if he does that anymore. I think he's been painting some other stuff. Um, Yeah. Nice. Was it like the PVC version? Because I know there was a PVC, or like the pinup nurse, or the actual wet nurse, the monster. Okay, yeah, that one used to be pretty evergreen in the store. I don't know if it's there right now. If it's plastic, it's just plastic. Okay. Yeah, this one I actually have not bought yet. I don't know why the Witch of the East Star is my thing, but the pinup wet nurse isn't. I think it's just because the Witch of the East Star is just silly. How do I display them? I mean, I just have them on my shelf. I mean, like, so I got. Let's see if I can show this. I have a few shelves. So the top shelf is where I put finished painted miniatures. Um, and then the bottom shelf is like primed stuff and some whips that don't fit on my desk. And then the middle shelf is cameras and some teenage engineering synth stuff in my plant. Um, but so I'll display stuff on there, and then once it gets crowded, I'll like call the thing, and I have like a storage box that I put stuff in. So right now I got Winter Lucy and Mumford's Mini and Loon up there because I still like Loon a lot. The Loon piece felt like one of the first things I did that like I had a vision of what to do and then was able to do it. So yep, that's all that exists right now. Now do you understand why we're calling her Pantsu Witch? Thanks. I wish I went like I think the main thing I've improved on since then is like making things brighter. Because I look at her now and she's a little dark, but I'm 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 happy with the idea that I had for her. I thought it was cool. And also it made for a way to paint and show that mini that like felt stable because otherwise she's standing on one tiny little resin foot. So I just drove a brass bar through the back of the mini. But yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah. It makes like with plastic is like okay, I guess I could use plastic glue on this, but I usually want to paint my miniature separate from the base, so I have to pin it, and it's just not always fun. Getting a tinier drill bit and tinier wire has helped for sure. But yeah. They definitely like to make very small, tiny little bits that you have to be very careful about when you paint. because it's very easy to just squash them with your hand. Okay. Okay, let's get some orange up on this eye bit. Nice. I love a good room cleaning. It is always nice to just like get rid of stuff that you don't need anymore. Which reminds me, I have a trunk full of stuff that I have not donated yet, and I need to do that. Oops. I'm gonna assume that's carnitas and not carniats. Also, I just realized my camera is crooked. Okay. Eat them. You don't need clothes. Cast them into the abyss. Don't actually do that. Mixed carnitas. Nice. You have half an avocado that came with your order of fish tacos. Did you at least like refrigerate the avocado? Or like put some saran wrap on it so it's not brown? I think why I'm not jazzed with this middle on this side just yet is it doesn't have like a whole lot of saturation. So let's see if we can tweak that. There's also still not a lot of contrast on it, so both of those things. That's highly suspect, if you ask me. At least, let's see, 15 and a half hour old avocado, still green, without any sort of preventative action taken. Okay. Okay. If you say so, bud. Yeah, so I haven't tried their white, but I've been using their third gen paints quite a bit. I'm pretty happy with them. I know some people were saying that uh, Mumford loves Pro Acryl White, but I think he had trouble getting it or something, so he needed to try something else. I think they've been sold out. Um, yeah, I think the AK paints have like a pretty similar consistency to Pro Acryl. Um, excuse me. They also go through the airbrush really nicely. Um, yeah, I again all the normal like AK, some garbage stuff, but like if you buy it through your local hobby shop, I think that's fine. And as far as companies doing terrible things, I mean they apologized, so they didn't actually go through with it. Yeah, I would say it's somewhere between Pro Acryl and Vallejo is like where I would put it like consistency wise. I feel like I have generally better coverage with the AK stuff than I have with most Vallejo paints. Um, but maybe like not quite as good coverage as Pro Acryl. I'm interested like so I watched the Squidmore like paint comparison thing. I had it on in the background. And they were saying they were getting like spotty coverage with their Pro Acryl, which I've never had that happen before. So I'm confused. But anyways. Have fun with that. Yeah, well, Zumikito, that. Uh, yeah, he seems so not like matte finish in general. Um, like he says he hates scale color and he doesn't like ultra matte and all that stuff. So different strokes, I guess. I love me a matte finish. Yeah, that was yeah. Stove flat with the flow paints was very odd. Um, if the Who is at Sammy's question, she's referring to Squidmar's video. It was just a I don't know. I feel like it was not a very well put together bracket sort of thing. It felt a little um, stoppy. Like I don't necessarily disagree with the end. Like I do think Vallejo is like a um, gold standard kind of thing, but yeah. And again, it's all their personal opinion. Um, so at the end of the day, use what you enjoy painting with. Something that is like the end all be all for someone's not the end all be all for you necessarily, which I think a lot of new people kind of fall for that pitfall. They will hear, oh, scale color's the best. So they will invest heavily in scale color. And then they get frustrated as to like why their paint doesn't flow well or why do I not get great coverage on my base layers over black or whatever, right? Um, which is generally why I always, if someone's like, what paint should I get? I generally, first things first, like try to direct them from not buying an entire range because I think that's like the worst thing you can do. I mean, that's a little bit over dramatic, but um, oh, I have too many paints. I have too many paints. But honestly, like I mostly use the chimeras for the most part, and then occasionally I still reach for like some premix stuff when I'm like I know a specific color that I want to use, um, which is why I haven't been able to like get rid of that stuff yet. Because sometimes I'm lazy. Yeah, yeah, I would love a bigger hobby space. I think like the main thing that I want space for is like lacquer paints, so I could do like more scale model stuff in Gunpla. Um, but yeah, no condiments in the Squidmar thing. Didn't even try any like Heinz ketchup versus like name brand. Instantly disqualifies the validity of that poll. Okay, it's starting to get there. I think that highlight might need to be slightly bigger. But yeah. Like I am happy with the paint ranges that I have now. I don't feel really super limited by it. I think like the weakest part is my browns. I feel like I don't have very many good browns. And I know there's the Games Workshop one that I'm supposed to try. The Morphing Brown or Snakebite, one of those. Yep. I mean, that's why I picked up So Flats, right? Because everyone's talking about them. And I would say they largely live up to the hype. They have a nice consistency, good coverage. They're matte. Um, I don't think I would like buy the whole range because that's expensive. And I think like so like basically I'm looking at the Soflat as like a supplement to my chimeras. Um, so pigments that maybe I don't like in chimera as much, I might try in Soflat, or like the chimera just doesn't have. So like the cobalt teal or the Payne's gray. Um, so, but yeah, yeah. I generally recommend like if someone's just starting out and they're like I don't want to pick up individual paints. I generally recommend the Vallejo medieval colors set or the American models whatever set. I think those are both solid starters. Um, I will also add the addendum of like, hey, if you're feeling a little bit more spendy, um, the Pro Acro base set is probably a good pickup because I think those would be really nice to use as a beginner because they're just good consistency out of the bottle. They let you use a wet palette or a dry palette depending on what you want to do. Um, if the person's in America, it's a local company, so they're pretty easy to get. Um, and really good coverage, which I think can be like the most frustrating thing as someone starting out is like building up those layers to get coverage. But yeah, I guess related to paints, I don't think we've talked about it, but Scale Color is doing another Kickstarter soon for more artist paints, and I saw someone post it somewhere, but I haven't actually watched it yet. You not focusing again, stupid camera? Hello? Hello? Here, I'm gonna turn off this camera and reboot it and see if it's a little happier. That was interesting. It kept doing video for a little bit after I shut it off. Okay, let's turn it back on. Okay. What did Cujo have to say about Luke? And I guess I can imagine Luke not liking scale 75. Scale 75 is not a like paint quickly friendly kind of range, in my opinion. So, and that tends to be his focus. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think a big like I talked about it last week, I think, but like someone like bought the whole scale color range and they're very frustrated with it right now. Because I think it was inaccurately pitched to them. I think every paint range is good at some things and weaker at others. Um, Scale is great because of how matte it is, if that's your thing, and because of it's very good for glazing. Like it's pretty pigment rich, but like it doesn't have the best coverage. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Um, like some paints are pretty good coverage and others are not. It's just uh, it was like one of their first couple of sets, I think. Um, I went from like that Vallejo box to a couple other Vallejo boxes, and then I started getting a bunch of scale color. Um, I'll give it a watch. Um, Sorry, just stretching my hands a little bit. But like I still use quite a few scale colors because I like the colors and such. But um, yeah, I think just starting out it might be kind of frustrating to use, especially if you don't have like a vortex mixer. Like getting a vortex mixer, and then the other big improvement, which is what I keep suggesting to this person, is get some. That's not my flow aid. Get some flow aid. Like that combination made scale color a lot more enjoyable to use for me personally. Yeah, yeah. The fantasy and game range I don't use quite as much, but I still use them a bit. I like them for like again glazes and stuff like that, and a few of them I'll use as like base colors. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I haven't used too much Reaper, but I'm like slightly interested to try some more, or I guess just try it in general. It seems like Kirill uses it quite a bit, and I believe Liz Beckley uses it quite a bit as well. Yeah. feel like that's still not quite right. I think this highlight needs to like change shape a bit. Discontinue nothing. Yeah, that would be a pain if they ran out of a color. I think that the from what I've heard, like the master paints are the one to get for Reaper. I think that's like a locked range. Okay, let's work on this eye part a little bit more. Words are hard sometimes. And by sometimes I mean all times. Let's mix some more color up. Okay. Sorry, I was not focusing on his face. Okay, getting there. I think to add some contrast, we'll have a bit of normal highlight here. %. The percentage of green is decreasing all the time. This is concerning. I'm starting to think that avocado wasn't green at all. Okay, I'm starting to feel this guy a little bit more now that metal's in there, or mostly in there. Still not jazzed about that side, but maybe we just take pictures that don't show that side. Okay, well, if I don't hear from you again, I know what happened. Death by quote-unquote green avocado. You got rich, you retired from this life of Twitch viewing. Too busy with hookers and blow to watch Twitch streams anymore. Yeah. The dream, honestly, right? Sorry for, again, bad camera angle for this. we're gonna redo the lighting on this. I don't like it. It looks dumb. And really, there shouldn't be any light on it too much, so should be more light from the orange, I think. Still hate this piece on this side. I think the reason why I don't like it is like I wish it had another separation there, because like it's nice and small. Oh, sorry, it's nice and small on this side because it's hidden by the collar, but on this side it's much longer, and I just feel like it needs like a not that. I still very much struggle with like kind of these longer, almost flat pieces of metal. So basically, what I'm saying is I can't use the tininess as a crutch, and I'm sad. Okay. Now let's work on. Yeah, maybe. We'll think about that when we get to the cigar. Yeah, the light is from the cigar is this way, so I don't know how much light there would be from there. I'm just thinking there's like a general like orange light coming from this way, which we kind of have here, but we're going to have to airbrush some orange back uh, in a bit once things are a little bit closer to where I want them to be. Yeah, a cyber fireplace. A cyber place. Let's mix up some of this green. Just to get some color variety. Yeah. Also, that big child Instagram contest I think is going on now. If anybody else wants to paint up a big child figure for it, still haven't quite decided which one I want to do. probably take a look at those at the end of this stream. See if anybody has any strong feelings about what they would like to see painted. I think these need to be pumped up quite a bit. Oh, it's just telling me to stand up. Okay. It's also the stage of NMM where you add like those final white highlights is always, or like you start getting it closer and closer to that highlight, at least because since I tend to work like dark to light with my NMM, it's always nice when you do that and you're like, oh, now it's starting to read as metal. This wasn't a waste of time. Okay. I think I want to make the face on this side, or the skin on this side of the face a lot darker, just to contrast with that like orange lighting even more. But we'll see. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I think what I'm settling in on is like I don't think I want to do crazy patterns on the jacket. I think that will just kind of not be fun right now. I think someday I want to do stuff like that, but I think for this piece, not really. I think maybe what to try to focus on is just the lighting and see how dynamic we can get it. Because right now it's like it's okay, it's kind of interesting, but I think we can like pump it up quite a bit more. Yeah, that's my thought process right now. Also, my music stopped, so let me get some more music going. Excuse me, Mr. Mouse, please wake up. So let me see. Let's just put on this easy. And I am out of water, so I'm gonna stand up and stretch for a second and get some more water. So I'll be right. I have to go back to that. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I want to, before we continue painting, show something real quickly. Let's see, is it still open? It is. Okay. Let's set the. Let's see how this works. Okay. So Craftwell put this tutorial out. Does anybody else see what I see? Yes? No? I'm just gonna leave that up for a second. Okay. Anyways. Back to painting. Let's get a bit more highlight on this edge. Sorry, just thinking next moves. Oh, we've like not touched the stuff on the back. Let's do that before we continue off the metals. Okay. Let's see. We talked about what I did this weekend. Talked about the leftist agenda and why crypto is bad. I feel like that pretty much covers it. Oh, I do keep meaning to play. Like, I have some games that I want to play besides like Elden Ring. Like, obviously, Kingdom Death is one of them. I've only played a little bit of it, and another one is Spire's End that I keep wanting to play but haven't yet. And like, well, it might be difficult for me to stream Kingdom Death because I don't really have. I definitely can't play it here where my computer is and my camera stuff is, because it would take up too much space. But maybe someday I could figure out how to get camera stuff set up over there on my kitchen table. Something like Spire's End I could play pretty easily because it's just a card game. But we'll see. I know most people just kind of want to paint and chill. Okay. That's good enough for the back that no one will ever see. All right. So he still got little buttons. We got his cigar. I think cigars should be the next thing we just paint up real quickly. I guess the question is, should it be like a normal looking cigar or should it be like a cyber cigar? I don't know. Is it even a cigar? Like how big are cigars versus cigarettes? My lack of smoking is failing me in this moment. I'll paint these. Hey, Ricky Bobby. Sorry for ending the stream right when you joined last time. I won't be doing that this time. But thank you. I'm having fun with it still. So that's always a good sign. Yeah, sorry about the randomness. Oh, I don't know what happened. So I sketched that pencil and then I was like, I hate this. And then I tried to rub it off with a wet brush and I think that just lifted some of the paint that I airbrushed on last time. Lore or world crafting? Oh, from Ricky Bobby? He joined on like Friday stream, like right as I was about to go raid someone else or something, I think. So welcome to the stream in full, Ricky Bobby. Gotta start a lore wiki for the Topulous painting stream. Oh, about cyber? I don't know. It's just like cyberpunk stuff. Everything can be cyber, right? Or anyways. I guess it's just a cigar. A Nezuko bust. What is Nezuko? I want to search that, unless you have a link for it. If you have a link of what you did, feel free to share. That'll save me having to search for what that is. Let's just paint it brown for starters and see how we like that. So let's get out all the liable. Mahogany. let's just start with that. The middle's not like done, but I want to get some more stuff figured out before we spend too much time on it. There's still part of that hair from last time. Whoops. Oh no, he got some on his thumb. It's okay. Everything's fine. Oh, printing. For some reason I read that as painting. So let's see. Okay. Did I get paint everywhere I want to get paint? Not quite. So now let's take some of our cobalt teal and mix that into the mahogany and see what terrible color we get. Absolutely dreadful. Okay. And let's mix up some more ashy color for the tip of it. What does a cigar in somebody's hand look like? That's a good question that we should probably look up before we paint it anymore. Cigar in hand, lit. Okay, so I guess it wouldn't be bright because there's no oxygen passing through it because they're not puffing on it. So I think that's how it should work, right? Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So it should be like more ashy gray kind of stuff. bit darker on the tip because it's more burnt there. Get some orange mix in there for the underside. Yeah. That looks cigary. Definitely need to clean up his hands in general. Okay, well, let's switch gears to the shirt itself. I think. Or we could paint the eye, figure out what color we want the eye to be. They also had a cool lady in armor. Kingdom Death. Willow, right? Right? Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Because I got it. This lady? This one? The squirrel? Yeah. Is a good one. She'll pair well with Astri. I'm jazzed about dropping the boxes into my palette. Saved it. We're good. Let's make sure she didn't break. She's good. Everything's fine. I'm jazzed about these like named female characters that are in like cool armor. I hope they keep doing more of them. It seems like they will. Okay, let's mix up some colors. All right. Yes, they have all the spectrum. That's still a little pinkish. Do I just want like hall red? No, hall red's too brown. What red am I looking for? We're gonna try a bunch of reds. Otherwise, we're gonna mix something ourselves. We're digging deep into our red collection because I haven't used these in a while. That's why I have to mix them up quite a bit. Well, this one's been not used in quite a while. This needs to really be mixed. You, not you, maybe you. Okay. maybe that. All these paints always clog. Not that. Okay. We good. Well, I have more reds. Oh, we haven't looked at in a bit. That's purple. That's a red. Inferno. Is this not the... Maybe I grabbed the wrong one? Or no, maybe it just looks different in the bottle. I hate it when paints do that and they look like one color outside the bottle and a different one inside it. It's the worst. Just check one more time. Yeah. Maybe this one looks more... No, this one's purple. I remember that. Okay. Anyways. Enough rambling to myself, maybe. Do you want red leather? None of these are really what I want, though. So, screw it. Hello, old friend. Get some Cartacci red out there. And we're gonna get some phthalo green on that palette. And we're getting messages. We got some pots. Anna's at pottery, so I sent a picture of some pots. Yep, that's the red I want. Let's get some gray medium. Oh. Might finally be trying. R.I.P. Glaze Medium. You served me well. Hello, new Glaze Medium. Let's see how the AK Glaze Medium is. That looks very not mixed. Let's put a BB in this. So BBs, there are BBs. Let's see. Put that away. Okay. How's this? That looks mixed. It's much thicker than the Vallejo stuff. So we'll see how we like this. Like not quite as thick as Magic Mix, but the Vallejo Glaze Medium always felt like just like slightly thicker water, which is why I kind of liked it. This is okay. I know that War Colors has like water plus plus or something silly that a lot of people are using. I'm like half interested in trying that just to see what it is. But I feel like if I place a War Colors order, I'm gonna order paints, and I don't want to order any more paints right now that aren't Chimera. do thick. Alright, have fun lurking. Trying to debate how much longer I want to paint because we started early today. I guess it's already 4:30 almost. Trying to figure out what a good note to end on would be. Getting there. We're gonna have to pop up some of these highlights a little bit more, but this shirt was just a little too pink. Okay. Getting to like the tone range I want, but again, need to like pump some of these back up a little bit. Which let's do that now. So let's grab some skin tone. Let's get our old boy Sunny skin tone. I think we just went too pink with our highlights on the initial go about. We're probably gonna do it again, but we'll find out. Okay, yeah, I like that color much more. Cool. Cool. Just need to get a little bit more consistent across the shirt. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that better. Cool. Cool. Okay, just painting some shadow that should be cast by the collar, or at least attempting to. Cool. So maybe, here, let's see. Do we want the eye to be red? Let's see how red looks, or like a real red. Because last time we put like that pinkish red on it, and it looked terrible. But maybe if we do a full on. Yeah. Maybe it's kind of basic to do the red glowy eye, but it's fun to do a red glowy eye, so we'll do that. Yeah, yeah, I don't miss Wordle or anything like that. I'm glad to be done with it. You had to do it because the daily reset was impending. As in, like, the next problem was coming up. Yeah. Well, we got this red. We're going to add some more color to his skin in a few places. Get this nice and thin. Oh no. I have not checked out Semantle at all, so I don't really know how it works. And I probably will not check it out because I don't want to get sucked into one of those things again. Sorry if I've been off and on camera. I've not been paying attention. I think I've been relatively on camera. Okay, yeah, a little bit of life. I like the kind of odd skin tone that I got going on with him. But it does just need like a bit more life to it, I think. So I think now, yeah, let's see. I just kind of want to get an idea of like if I want to do like super high contrast kind of lighting on him or not. I feel like I should. I think the side of the face with the eye needs to be a bit darker. So we're just gonna bust out Payne's Gray and do some thin glazes over it and see how we feel about that. I do not make efficient use of my palette. The paints get everywhere. I make giant mixes. I should be better about that. Yeah, yeah. I've been trying to like pay attention because like a lot of movies and TV like they have like blue lighting with the orange kind of glow. I don't use it always, but I use it when I'm feeling lazy or I'm not sure what color to use. But it's a nice saturated dark color to kind of mix into your stuff, just to get things darker. So it's much better to use in situations like this where I'm like, I'm not sure about the lighting just yet, so I don't want to like invest a lot of time into figuring out like all the skin color mixes and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, if you're feeling lazy about your color mixes and you're like, but I want this color but darker, Payne's Gray is a good thing to just mix into it. And vice versa, if you're like, I want this color but brighter, sunny skin tone is a good color to mix into it. Um, it gives you much more vibrant kind of shadows and highlights than if you were to just mix white or black in. Which, yes, that's ripped off from Vinci V. Yeah, and I mean like it's it's good to like mix different things and try different stuff out. Like I try to do that a lot, but sometimes I just need to be a little lazy. maybe. I think like across a piece, it's generally a good idea to like kind of like decide like how your highlights are going and how your shadows are going, right? Like it's generally a good idea to have like if you have like cool shadows, kind of make sure they're all cool, and then if you have warm shadows or warm highlights, make sure they're all warm, or vice versa. Like I think that's a good way to get some cohesion. So like that's why it's like nice to sometimes just be like, I'm just gonna use Payne's Gray, mix that in to get my shadows, or I'm just gonna use Sony Skin Tone and mix that in to get my highlights. Or if you want cold highlights, you can mix in like ice yellow or something like that. Um, yeah. Let's get really wild. Okay, this might be where let's just bust out the airbrush. Let's stop playing around. Let's get a little serious. A little serious. Okay. There's that. Oh god, come on. as my air purifier was all the way off. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can just wipe this off. And hair dry that real quickly. Okay. He's getting there. Ooh, a powerful sun. Okay. Getting in the direction that I want it to be. I have to paint over those stupid pencil lines at some point. Let's go in with some orange, and maybe that's where we'll wrap up today. paint. There we go. Alrighty. Hey, Minimancer. How are you? Whoops. That's not good. All right. He's getting there. Actually, it did say orange and then end, but I think I'm going to see if we can just airbrush over those pencil lines, get rid of them that way. Which means pulling out the gold brown. What I was using? We'll find out. Yes. Okay. Okay, let's save that in there, and let's go over what the hairy brush said. Pop that off. Let's paint this side of the jacket again. Yay! A gif of a corgi? I mean, there's a corgi right there. A poor little boy. So sad, so baby. Small floof. styling. We've made like no progress at getting rid of these lines. Are we ever going to find out what the GIF was of? I guess not. Sad. It will remain a mystery for all of us except for Crypt. More stream lore, yeah. Like Elden Ring, you really have to keep a journal while watching the stream so that you can like keep track of everything. Fuck it, we're just gonna go crazy. Although on like weird lore or anything, I always thought if I were ever gonna do like a YouTube channel, it would be like normal enough, uh, like time lapse kind of like aesthetic vlog sort of painting video things. There's like just like peaceful things, and then slowly develop into like Eldritch horror. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, I just don't have enough drive to make edited videos right now. He comes over to investigate. Little Pete's! Little Pete's on a little baby boy! Little Pete's. Not quite enough yet. You okay, silly? Is it the one with like the angry corgi just devouring the cabbage? It's been around for a bit. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay. Oh. Yeah. I'm glad that Poe is not like that corgi. Poe is pretty chill, like 90% of the time. He's very excited when like new people come over or when Anna and Ez come over, and he'll be a little goblin for a bit. But he's good with other dogs and people. Like generally, if there's a fight, it's usually the other dog that causes it, or Poe's walking around with his ball and the other dog tries to snap it from him, and then Poe's like, "No, thank you, don't do that." Yeah, like corgis can be very temperamental. That's what I always try to tell people. I really have to socialize them, and even then, like sometimes they're just kind of they can be jerks. Yeah, jerks. Anyways, it is 5:14. We got most of those lines gotten rid of. I think we'll be adding like some sort of texture to the suit too, to make it look something. Yeah, Poe's a good boy. Yeah, I've given him bacon. I think making the face darker was the right call on that side. I like the contrast a lot more now. It's a lot more interesting. Makes the orange pop a little bit more. This is still kind of rough. I don't know how important that is, but I mean, Poe likes everyone, so. Which every time I tell someone that it like crushes them for some reason, they're like, "Oh, he loves me so much," and like he's like this with everyone. He's just a nice guy. But anyways, so yeah, I think making it a lot darker, the orange light on the face pops a lot more. I think I can go even stronger with that lighting. Yeah, I love to crush dreams. Hopes and dreams. Get out of here. Um, but yeah, yeah. I think it makes it better now. Still more work. But yeah, I think I've settled on not trying to do any sort of crazy pattern on the suit. I don't like. I like this figure, but I don't like it that much to invest that much time into it. Um, so we'll just kind of keep refining the suit. Uh, it's like not quite where I want it just yet. I like, again, the lighter and darker. I think that was the right call. Hey, Thousand Young, you came in just in time for wrap up time. Um, we were gonna do a couple of things before we head out, though. But I'm done painting for now. We have our work. Whoops! As we drop him, I think we caught him before he did anything bad. Yeah, he's good. So we did all the metals today, or started working on those. Not quite there. Still not. Those are not quite. I think I know what I don't like about those. So maybe I'll just tweak those tonight. But I want to go get groceries and such, and walk Po. Yeah, I think the hands might need a little bit more warmth or life to them. Add a little bit warmth to the face, and I think that helped make it not look so dead. Don't care for this light just yet, so we'll fix that. And there's the buttons and the cufflinks and the vest. We haven't touched it all yet, so we'll get that done. Yeah, getting there. Maybe like a couple more sessions on him. Should be able to, the worst, wrap him up by next weekend. But here, let's look at options for the next project, so maybe I can do some prep on them if need be. So all right, so we got, oops, as we forget what parts are just fixed in there with putty. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I kept a lot of things instead of something, so it'll be easier. Like, stuff won't be in my way when I paint it. So we got Sir K as an option. He's got this base. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it on this thing. I kept trying to think of a custom base for him, and it just was, I don't know, nothing was coming out. So we're just going to use that and make it look a little bit better. So we can either do Sir K next if he doesn't fall over repeatedly, or we can do, let's zoom out ever so slightly. We can do Uther Pendragon. So some fun cape stuff, some fun NMM stuff, all that good stuff. Or if we want to keep on doing busts, we have Yana, the Bloody Blade, who is very dusty. Here, let's dust her off a bit. Okay. So these are the three options. We don't have to pick one today. Yeah, we'll think about it. I'll probably just slap some putty on these bases while I'm working on the Black Knight thing. I don't think I didn't work on it at all yesterday, and I showed it on Friday, but let's get those all there. Let's get these here. Yeah, in case you weren't here on Friday, here's where we're at on this. Getting there slowly. A lot of refining to do, but I'm on the little terrace thing step, so that was like a rough shape to get in there. I need to do more detailing on top of that. But yeah. So it's getting there. But still a ways to go. I'll be working on this tonight most likely, unless I decide I want to paint. But anyways, so that's where we're going to stop today. So let's find someone to raid, I suppose. So let's see. Is there anybody online? Lots of people online. There's Scrub Angel Hobbies. He's doing Warhammer stuff. He's got a Bulbasaur on his head. Let's see if there's anybody new. Since we have a few people here today. Let's go to Browse. Let's go to Miniature Figures. Alright. They're playing Star Wars Legion. Hey, look, it's me. Sculpting stuff. Marvel United minis. I like Marvel United minis. I might paint one of those tonight if I'm not sculpting. Rune and Forge painting. They just started. Let's see what they're doing. And Blueberry Hollow minis. Okay, we got a few options. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch ads first. Oh my god, it's the same ad on all of them. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's like craft stuff. It is on my speed. We can do... This person still hasn't started, so I have no idea what they're doing. So we're gonna raid this guy. Why not? Painting Marvel United stuff. Everyone loves a good chibi, right? Right. So we'll do start raid. But yeah. Once again, thank you all for watching. I will catch you guys again either Monday or Tuesday, depends on when I feel like painting versus sculpting. See you 1,000 Young. Sorry for ending right when you get in here, but hopefully next time. But yeah, so thanks. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your Sunday or start of your week. And I'm gonna click this raid button now. So see ya. Hasta luego. There you go. And now I click the end stream button.